Should there be a more vile and disreputable group of men, I have not met them. These Sounders are just the worst. Charles Fremont.
There was an entitlement amongst the men, a hubris bred in the forge of favoritism. You see, the Sounders were a darling of sorts, protected from failing by the powers that be. And while it afforded them successes on a marginal level, deep down they knew of and hated their own inferiority. What could you expect, though? They were from Seattle.
Separated by just 173 miles, the rift between Portland and Seattle felt endless. A division felt in the bones of every man and woman in Oregon, and more emphatically, in the hallowed grounds of Providence Park.
You could say it started in 75. However, to really get at the crux of it, it goes much further than soccer.
Both Portland and Seattle were founded in the mid-19th century as logging towns, and with the lumber boom, so grew the two cities into respectable sizes. But Seattle quickly developed a zealous dedication to corporations over the contentment of its people, began reveling in the chucking of dead fish, and instituted masochistic traffic congestion.
Have you driven in Seattle? It's torture. It was said their city planners took 2 handfuls of cooked spaghetti, threw it at the ground, and said that. Make our roads like that.
Lines drawn and common ground cast asunder, sport was sought as a way to work out animosity. It worked. The two cities began a spirited rivalry on the basketball court several times a year between the Portland Trailblazers and the Seattle Supersonics. However, like anything good from there, the Sonics left town, citing a lack of quality coffee. Portland was distraught.
Those were dark years. The people grew listless and apathetic. A depression set in, a malaise beyond what's normally acceptable in the Pacific Northwest. Soccer came along just in time.
Seattle became a part of Major League Soccer in 2009 and visited the Timbers, then a part of the USL. Roger Levesque, a charlatan and riverboat gambler look-alike, scored a goal at the 48-second mark, mocking the Portland crowd by pretending to be a tree getting chopped down.
The rivalry that had cooled to embers was once again stoked. But through their buffoonery, the Sounders had awakened a sleeping giant.
In 2011, the Portland Timbers joined MLS, and at the end of 2013, the Timbers crushed the Sounders in a 2-leg playoff series, advancing to the Western Conference Finals. Seattle, devastated, vowed revenge. The following spring, they would get it. Up 4-2 until the very end, the Timbers surrendered 2 late goals to forward and failed rapper Clint Dempsey.
April 5th. Dear Jimmy, happy to report that on this day, I scored 2 goals against our rival. However, I am chagrined to also inform you that despite our best efforts, we could only secure a draw after Dempsey scored 2 himself. And we must learn from this year of pain. 'Tis truly a birthday of mine I shall not soon forget. Your brother, Diego Chara.
On a hot day in mid-June of 2015, Seattle played host to Portland in the U.S. Open Cup. Time and again, the Sounders fouled and hacked the Timbers, resulting in multiple players being sent off the field.
Dempsey, subsisting on an ample diet of petty adulation and deuce juice, ran amok, unfettered by the norms of decency.
My dearest Martha, I thank the Almighty that your recent sickness prevented you from coming to today's game. Dempsey has thoroughly embarrassed himself, and with him, us and our fair city as well. There exists no rock large enough for me to crawl under. Your loving husband, Joseph Cabot. Starfire Stadium.
The Sounders were kept afloat by their paying customers, a roving, drum-centric cadre of megaphones. But many of those who cheer for the Sounders will tell you it's an idle diversion, a hobby, to distract from the Alaskan Way Viaduct debacle, or the anxiety brought home by living in a town besieged by package drones. Many feel more strongly about the Seattle Seahawks, an American football team. That may be the unintended effect of playing all your home games in a stadium designed for an entirely different sport, replete with visible Seahawk markings. Eventually, that pervasive feeling of inadequacy sets in.
It's important to have an authenticity and passion, which the Sounders customers have so conspicuously lacked. But hey, they have their marching bands, so good for them.
Had they been the first team in the Cascadia rivalry to win MLS Cup, their hysterics might have been justified. But it was the Timbers, backed by the strength of a veritable army, that captured the championship in 2015, cementing itself as the true Soccer City, USA.
It stands to reason. A rivalry is a necessary component of any great conflict. The losses are bitter, acrid things, but the victories taste doubly sweet. And so we must endure the pangs of such an arrangement. But it's probably easier for the Timbers since they won MLS Cup before the Sounders. There's no rewriting history.
Those Timbers. Duty, bravery under adversity, very simple virtues. They had them then, and they have them now. Sounders, not so much.